Welcome to the You Can Do Both podcast. This is Court.
And this is Ashley. And we are coming at you live from Boston for our 100th episode.
Woo!
Sparkle,
Sparkle, sparkle, sparkle, sparkle.
I cannot believe we have done 100 episodes.
Triple digits.
I really didn't know if we were ever going to get here.
When we started this, February 2022, I don't even think we were in a place to be like, oh yeah, we're going to be doing this for that long.
Yep.
But here we are, close to 3 years later, with 100 episodes. How many minutes do we think is out on the internet of us speaking nonsense? No, just kidding, not nonsense. But like, so much of our life is out there.
Yeah. We've documented just about every major milestone. Mm-hmm. All of the changes in our lives, Court's entire relationship. We've recorded at 3 different apartments, every apartment that I've ever had in Boston. Job changes.
Yep.
It's been a lot.
You recognize this logo behind us, this beautiful blue logo. You're day 1. This was our season 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Cover art, I believe.
We were just reminiscing on like our first episode. We started listening to a little bit of it. We were playing other episodes, like when we got brunch at Banners, and just kind of reflecting on all that You Can Do Both is and all the places we've been and opportunities that we've had.
So we wanted to kind of commemorate this big milestone by kind of looking back on all the amazing things that this podcast has brought us and all the people that we've met along the way and all of the like development and growth that we've had personally and with this project, in hopes that this inspires you to finally take the jump, get started on something, pull the trigger on whatever you've been thinking about for a while but have yet to actually act on.
Yeah, this decision that we made to start You Can Do Both has changed our lives drastically. And it's so wild to think about how one decision can really change the course of your life. Now, I'm not saying like we picked up and we moved to a new city and we quit our jobs, like not even in that way, but the connections we've made, our personal friendship has grown, like the opportunities we've had. And it's pretty amazing when you really reflect on everything that we've been exposed to.
Yeah, and I think when you start something, we started this very blindly. So I don't even think we had expectations for what our lives would look like 3 years down the line. And I think some people do have expectations or what they want to see come out of obviously steps they're taking today. But I think what's most beautiful is the things that have happened that like we could have never expected in a million years. Like who knew that starting this podcast would bring us a whole new friend group?
Yeah.
Who knew that we would have a bond as close as we do today? Like, I think no matter if you have an idea of where you want to go, where you end up is so fulfilling, rewarding, and unexpected that you could just never get from living your same old life on the day-to-day and not acting on something that you feel desired to do.
Yeah. So today we want to talk and celebrate all of the things that we've accomplished and kind of our journey of You Can Do Both, in hopes to inspire you guys, the bothers, to just do it. Like make the decision, say yes, take the leap. You never know what that one decision can bring you. And it's really special. So hopefully you feel excited to say yes to new opportunities. I think it's also a great time for our season 4 to come to a close. It's right at the start of January 2025. It's a new year, new beginnings, and hopefully your motivation is high and this will maybe just give you that extra push.
So You Can Do Both, as you know, our both is we're corporate girlies and we're very multifaceted. We have this podcast, we're super into wellness, we're super into like professional and personal development, but we also like to have fun, etc., etc. The reason we started this podcast was because we were really big podcast listeners and still are to this day. And everyone that we were listening to we simply just could not relate. Like, it's the influencers and the celebrities that no longer work corporate jobs. Their full-time likely is a podcast, or it's like influencing, or like a business and a podcast on the side. So we wanted to be that kind of voice, that parasocial friend for people to listen to and actually be able to relate to. We have the same problems. We're moving and we're trying to figure out how to be financially responsible as we're kind of coming into adulthood and wanting to live a fun life. We have really successful jobs, but we also want things to do that fulfill us outside of it. And so that's why we started. And I'm like very proud to share that I feel like we are that for people. And like sometimes I even like listen to our podcasts and I'm like, yeah, like this is amazing that we're able to provide that for somebody else.
Yeah, absolutely. And we hear from the bothers all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so happy that I found this. Like, this is so relatable. Thank you guys for what you do. Like, I really don't feel alone. Like, the mission that You Can Do Both was built on has really come to fruition. Okay, so with that being said, what has You Can Do Both brought us over the past three years?
Yeah.
Crazy. The first one is learning a new skill. Like, we learned how to podcast. Guys, when I tell you we had no idea what we were doing, we ordered equipment off of Amazon.
Which we slayed, honestly.
We did slay. Those mics still. So we have these new fancy mics, and we were just saying, honestly, like,
The old mics
almost
were better.
Yeah, like, dare I say, and a quarter of the price.
Yeah. These obviously look more official, but we would get questions from strangers about our sound quality all the time. And it's like, Amazon mics, dude. Like,
yeah.
I'll send you the link, $99.
We went on the journey of like finding our intro song. Remember, like we like purchased the music and we learned how to do GarageBand and edit with video. We've introduced video now and we upload to Spotify and we're a Spotify creator. And this is just, I never knew how much we would learn in starting a podcast.
Yeah.
And we've learned a lot. We've learned how to record ads and put the whole thing together. It's really cool.
Props to Ashley. She's the technical guru of it all. I mean, I think this is the most obvious one, but it is fun. I feel like we are continually learning. We're continually like looking into, oh my God, what mics are the best? What like little mixer can we use that's portable that we can take on the go? We want to interview people in other places. So it's fun to like always have something to learn that is new, so we can continually like stay up to date and have like the best quality that we can provide for our listeners.
Yeah, this is also a skill that not everybody just picks up, and I think it's very intimidating. It's like, oh, you want to start a podcast? Where do you even start? How do you upload it? What do you do? Like,
yeah,
it's pretty rewarding to learn a skill and then execute and then also have it be successful.
Yeah.
So whatever that is in your mind, I think learning a new skill is always rewarding. We've also grown our personal friendship. So we've always been best friends.
No, we haven't been.
You don't think?
No.
Oh, that's weird.
In college, we were not the closest out of everybody.
We weren't the closest out of everybody, but I would still say we were best friends.
Yeah. No, my mom brought this up when I was in Florida this past week. She's like, who would have thought, you know, like my mom's first memory of you is moving in sophomore year and you had like your whole little personal setup, your own room within our larger apartment, and it was all done up, and I don't know, like she just remembers seeing you and be like, who is this girl? Like, who is this girl that has a room to herself? Like, everything's so put together and organized already. And she's like, who would have thought that this would be your literal best friend?
Yeah, I guess you're right. Like, we each had our own little besties, and then our besties all came together. But, okay, yeah, no, I take it back. Who actually would have thought that you and I would be the ones to stick together? And I really don't think we would have per se, or necessarily, if it wasn't for You Can Do Both. Like, it was kind of a forced best friend situation. We started this little business together, and naturally when we talk
every day,
just about every single day.
Yeah.
And while it's not always you can do both stuff, a lot of the driving factor is like, oh, I wanted to follow up on this, and here are all of my personal things that I want to update you on.
Yeah.
But naturally, when you talk to somebody every day, like, your relationship grows. Like, I could not imagine when people think of me, I really think they think of you. Like, we do come in a package deal. Yeah. Like, when I'm catching up with someone, they're like, oh my God, and how's court?
Yeah.
Like, I love that.
I know. Me too. Okay, wait, no. I disagree with what you just said about we were best friends after college, which is why we wanted to do this together.
Yes.
But this has kept us and made us get so much closer.
Yes. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so it was like we were really close, but in a bigger friend group in college. Then post-college, we really gravitated towards one another. Remember, we wanted to live with each other after college, but then you had to move to the city sooner than I did.
Yeah.
But yeah, all to say, if you have a best friend with a similar passion than you, absolutely do something with someone. It makes your personal relationship go stronger, but it also just gives you like an accountability partner and someone to share all the successes in, all the learnings, and it just makes what you do a lot more fun outside of work.
And gives you the confidence. Like, there's no world in which I could do this on my own.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Especially starting it. Like, starting something on your own is really intimidating and scary. And having you as like my buddy to go through I was like, oh, Courtney and I can take on the world. Like, we can do anything together, and I'm just so proud of the friendship that we've built. I know you're gonna be in my life until the day I die, and it's so special to think of the memories that we've made. And literally documenting our lives on these mics has been so rewarding and so cool. I count how many times I say rewarding in this episode. I'm gonna stop now. But I don't know, I'm really proud of our friendship and everything that we've learned and been through together.
I agree. Remember when we trekked all of this equipment, or you trekked all of this equipment to France? And then we recorded an episode and then we didn't even air it.
Yes. That was when like your foot had a massive freaking blister. We woke up at the ass crack of dawn the day we were gonna leave in our fur coats, and we were like, scrap this.
Yeah, please. We were sweating sitting in our fur coats on the freaking Airbnb couch, half dead. It sounded like we were sleep talking. Truly.
Yeah, honestly, we've actually recorded much more than 100 episodes. There's been probably 10 or so episodes that we've been scrapped entirely.
Guys, we recorded an episode from Ashley's car.
Oh my God.
Remember that?
Yeah.
And we had to sit in the car parked in the South End as people walked by us and saw us recording with microphones.
It was so embarrassing, but so funny. And then we lost the footage because my SIM card got messed up.
Yeah, that was sad.
So we actually never got to watch it. I bet it was good.
We should do that again in season 5.
We should do that again.
It's like carpool karaoke vibes.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Right? It is.
On that same friend note, we've made so many friends from the podcast. I feel like y'all have probably heard this example a bunch, but it's just speaks volumes to what starting something could do. I think when you do something publicly, and one of the beauties of social media is you meet people that you never would have met otherwise, and the energy you put into the world, the content that you put into the world is going to attract like-minded people. The people that follow you could be very well your friends in real life. And so we've obviously made friends through people reaching out to us, wanting to, I don't know, position themselves as maybe we could do something business-wise together. And then McKenna, our really good friend, the founder of C of E, that's how we met her. She slid into the DMs. We got lunch together to talk about a potential podcast partnership. And then we're like, wait, no, like, we love you as a person. Let's hang out. Sure, we could do business together, but more importantly, like, let's have fun. And then she opened the door to a whole new friend group. We got on an intramural kickball team together, and we have like this amazing group of friends just from that one connection. But then we've also made a lot of like creator friends as well. Even if we're not friends in person, like people that are building things publicly, we're each other's number one fans, and it's just broadened our networks in Boston really, really well.
Yeah, I think our new kind of friend group is the biggest eye opener for me, to think we wouldn't have met these people, and maybe the universe would have put us in the same room at some point, but we wouldn't have met these people if Court and I didn't decide to start a podcast 3 years ago.
So crazy.
And
one of the most unexpected things
yeah,
that came from this.
Yeah, we were talking about the butterfly effect last night and how this is kind of that. Like, this introduced us to McKenna, who then introduced us to all of these people. And like now Joe and Matt have like best friends, and they have boys' nights, and they go out. Like, not only has it been amazing for us, but also for the people that we love. And
yeah,
there's just been so much love and happiness and friendship that has sparked all from this one decision.
Yeah, the amount of friend group trips we've been on.
Yeah.
Like, we've done like little weekends at the lake or at the Cape over the summer with these groups of people. Nantucket, you've ran half marathons with these people. Spoiler alert, we're planning a Euro summer trip with these friends in June. Like, so crazy. And I think, or I know, that post-college, it's really hard to find adult friends outside of your corporate job. And especially if people are working remotely, it's even harder. So what better way to find people through a new hobby that you start?
Yeah. Additionally, if we're talking about connection and relationships, the Bother community has been probably the biggest success story that's come out of You Can Do Both. I mean, we've actually built a community of women, mostly in Boston, but also in states all over. Yeah. We also have a global reach, guys.
Yeah.
Like, when we're scrolling through our analytics, we are in so many different countries.
Yeah.
And it's just cool. I mean, less about those people, more about the people who we literally run into on the side of the streets in Boston. We've had so many run-ins. I remember after kickball, we all went out at, was it Broadway, for pizzas and beer, and one of the servers came up to us and was like, oh my god, girls, I listened to your podcast, I fucking love it, I can't believe I'm seeing you in person. And those are my favorite moments.
It makes our month
literally.
Truly. It's the best.
Oh my god,
the best feeling in the world.
The best. Remember when we were up in New Hampshire, we were golfing at the lake.
That was crazy.
Yep. And we had another Bother come up to us. She worked at the golf course. She was home from school in Florida. And she came up and said hi. And it was like so cool.
Yeah.
It happens everywhere.
I know. It happened to you just the other night at Loco.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God. I was at Loco, out, definitely a little tipsy, dancing on the dance floor, and another Bother came up and was like, hi, I just had to say hi, I love your podcast. Like, it is so cool to see you guys in the flesh and like actually see the numbers come to life and be like, oh wait, there actually is a very cool, normal girl that I would literally be friends with that is on
the receiving end of what we are doing.
It's so cool and it's so special, and it makes me never want to stop this.
Yeah. So this is your open invitation. If you ever see us on the streets of Boston or anywhere, please say hi to us. We'd love to give you a hug and chat and get to know you a little bit more. On the topic of community, the events that we've hosted, although there's only been 2 of them, I feel like that has also been such a fulfilling experience. Like, sometimes, I don't know, everybody has imposter syndrome. We have imposter syndrome. We're like, all right, if we host an event, like, are people gonna come? And pretty much sold out every single time, wait list. And it's girls that are coming like by themselves to meet other people, or it's people like dragging their friends, knowing that like they're going to be in an environment where there's other girls like them that they want to become friends with, get to know, etc. And that's just been literally such an amazing experience, being able to partner with local Boston businesses to bring attention to their businesses while also getting to bring our community and getting them involved in something new and fun.
Yeah, I will never forget that Glow Bar event. Like, I was so nervous. I was like, how the heck are we gonna walk with 80 girls? It also like was dark by the end. I was like, we're crossing streets, like, how is this gonna go? It was so cool to see this entire community and like big group of women in Boston, like all coming in, having a little spritz in the shop, getting goodie bags, chit-chatting. And I just really thought people were gonna show up, grab a bag and go. But the way everybody lingered and met new people and formed new connections, and It was just one of the coolest things I've ever done.
Yeah, the Glow Bar team actually had to leave. Like, the event was supposed to be over, but we stuck around for another like 45 minutes because people were still chit-chatting and hanging out.
So cool.
And then
more of that.
Yeah, way more of that.
In addition to Glow Bar, we've also had the opportunity to partner with other companies and businesses, which is really cool. Like, I never knew when we were going to get to the point of partnering with people to bring to our audience, and it always felt really intimidating. But the craziest thing with, genuinely, I think, every single one of these partners is we didn't even do the reach out.
No, they reached out to us.
They reached out to us. So You Can Do Both was built, and it attracted these really sick companies.
Yeah, these brands that we never heard of before, but brands that we like literally rave about and use to this day.
Yeah. So just to name a few, guys, you all know Wink. Literally
our favorite.
Like, put it in our starter pack.
Yeah.
Like, I love Wink, and so do you guys. Like, that also makes me happy when the bothers reach out and are like, hey, what's that discount code again? Like, so cool to know that we're sharing a product that you guys are also obsessed with. But the Wink team has been so amazing and just such a fun partner. Mm-hmm. We've really hit on the bev industry as well with Cotter. If you guys are OGs, you remember Cotter. We interviewed these guys. They're the little canned cocktails that came out of Cape Cod. And like, that was so fun. That was so fresh and new. I think that was like our first partner, kind of.
Yeah.
And that was a blast. And just so many good memories and fun. Like, remember we went to Granite Links.
Yep.
They did like a pop-up there, and they were like, hey, bring your friends. Come hang out. We're popping up.
And then the Boston Ballet, obviously.
Yeah.
That is also in our starter pack.
No, the Boston Ballet. To also think that I had never been to the Boston Ballet before You Can Do Both. Like, You Can Do Both brought me a newfound love, a newfound passion, that being the Boston Ballet.
Yep. So
a staple, a tradition that is now in our lives forever.
We've also met such cool people doing their things and like enabled them to tell their stories. Whenever I think of interviews that we had, the first one that comes to mind, do you want to guess which one comes to mind?
I was gonna say Furlough.
Yes, me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, okay.
Literally.
Oh my God. That's same. That was one of my favorite episodes.
Right?
I was so nervous. Courtney was like, yeah, I'm gonna bring on like my friend that I met through work. Like, she has a small business in LA. It's like dog accessories. And I was like, Courtney, what the fuck are we gonna talk about with this girl? Like, I have no idea who it is. It's a classic case of Courtney bringing in a connection and me being like, hi, let me try to play catch up. This girl.
No, I know. I'm like, trust me, she's one of the coolest people with like the coolest stories I've ever met. If you have not listened, we'll repost that episode. But my friend that has a dog accessory brand based out of LA, she basically came to the States from Portugal. I can't even do her story justice. She ended up like meeting the love of her life through Instagram. He's also a professional musician. She ended up marrying him for a green card. I won't give too many spoilers, but like, you must listen to that episode. So many different areas were covered, from romance and like her love story to actually like building a business to starting a new life in a new country. Like, just so many things to take away. So she was amazing.
Yeah, and I want to do more of that in our future. Like, yes, there's a business, right? Like, she has Furlough, which is the dog accessory brand.
Yeah.
But like, she has such a cool story herself, and like, getting to hear it, and like the listeners and I personally, like, you fall in love with the business owner, and it makes it that much more inspiring.
Yep.
Like, that was also a very rewarding and fun experience that You Can Do Both has brought us.
So good.
In addition to other interviews.
Yep. We have 1987, Jen DeAngelis. She's amazing. Kylie from Undo Supplements. We gotta check in on her.
Oh my God. Yeah, we do need to do a little follow-up. Guys, that was a crazy recording. Courtney and I lugged all of our equipment to New York City, recorded in Court's friend's apartment, which we were locked out of 20 minutes before our interview. Guys, I was freaking out. I was like, what is this? The camera ended up dying. So we had to redo the entire episode with this girl. It ended up being perfectly fine, and she was amazing, thank God. But, you know, as much happiness and joy that You Can Do Both has brought us, we've also experienced like stress and chaos, but like, looking back, such amazing fun memories.
Yeah. Ashley more stressed than me.
Courtney's never stressed. I take all of the stress of this podcast.
She does. So good.
We've also Wicked like was our
first ever outside of our apartment recording.
Yeah, like that was so fun. We did 2 episodes there. They gave us a bunch of different cocktails to try. We had the Wicked sign in the background. Like, so cool, so fun.
Guys, more new Boston restaurants and storefronts in cafes in season 5. We want to help you explore the city and in a bit more of a meaningful way outside of like an Instagram reel that you see that a new place opened up.
Yeah.
Remember when we made hats?
No, I never felt cooler in my life.
Like, remember when we went viral from
I was
that
just gonna
one?
say that. I was just gonna say that.
Go ahead.
No, you say it.
So I have a guy in LA that has a really cool hat brand, and I came home from meeting him and I was like, Ashley, we need hats. We were both like teetering, like, who's gonna buy our hat? And like, I'm more of a hat girl than Ashley is, or at least at this time, that's what the situation was. So what did? We ordered some samples. As soon as we received the samples, we decided, okay, fine, let's wear them. We wore like the inverse ones. I was wearing the green one, she was wearing the khaki one, and we went out to brunch together in the hats. What happened when we went out to brunch? Everyone was asking us where our hat was from. Everyone was complimenting us on the street. We decided to take a little Instagram reel / TikTok of us wearing the hats, but it wasn't even a video about the hats. We posted it. It literally went viral. All the comments being, oh my God, where do I get this hat from?
Yeah, that's another thing of just like, yeah, do the thing because you never know what happens. Like, if that video didn't go viral, I don't think we would have been as inclined to order a bulk purchase of the hats.
Yeah.
Like, those were just the samples. We were testing them out, like having so much fun. And it's just the stars aligning, and this is what happens when you go out of your comfort zone and you try new things.
Yeah, the angels telling us that we must order the hats.
Oh my God, I miss that little viral like spree that we went on. We would we posted every day. We each posted every day, like just for fun. Honestly, a lot of shitty content was put out.
Yeah.
We were just like exploring, like having fun on the internet. And the most random things would just go mega viral. And oh my God. And then remember, I think there's like a Boston podcaster did not like what I had to say about people sleeping in. That's what it was.
Oh my God.
People sleeping in. I was like, I could never be with somebody who sleeps until noon. On the weekends. Oh my God. The amount of internet hate that we got. I remember. Oh my God. So he like stitched us, and of course Courtney didn't get put in that. It was just my face saying that, and then he clipped it and then like completely ragged on us, including our equipment, which was very rude. He was like, what are these mics from Amazon? I'm like, yes, sir, they are. We're on a budget, and actually give it a listen because the sound quality is pretty good.
Yeah, what are these, karaoke microphones / stands? Yes,
they
sir, they are.
Yes, they are.
What's it to you?
But then we went out to drinks with our friends, Charlie.
Okay.
We went out to drinks with our friends, and he was like, oh my God, like, how are you guys doing? We're like, how are we doing with what? We didn't even see the video.
No.
People in our lives came out of the woodwork to say, hey, like, wanted to check in, like, that got millions of views, and they were just ragging on you, like, are you all right? Are you getting a lot of hate? I said, sir, I didn't even see the video.
Yeah.
I didn't even know people were talking smack about me.
It was so funny.
It's so funny.
The way that the internet is just such a weird place. Like, we're not big enough to get the amount of hate that people get really impacted by. Like, when we get hate, it's more so comical. Like, clearly these people are taking it out of context. Clearly we would never be friends with these people in real life anyway, so why would we let this impact us?
Yeah.
But like, when that video went viral, people were like, well, what if I'm a nurse and I have 24-hour shift? It's like, no shit. Like, of course you can sleep till noon. That's not the point. That's not what we were talking about. But listen, all press is good press.
Oh my God, it was so funny. Like,
it was funny.
Good times.
What else like, went super viral? The last kind of big, you can do both bucket. Because we love to categorize and list and bucket. How many lists have we made in our 100 episodes?
Probably 90% of them.
How many buckets have we made? But our last kind of piece of this episode is how this podcast has helped us improve in our personal lives. And I think the biggest one that is probably most evident is the confidence that we have in ourselves and one another. And Ashley talks about it all the time, but when she started the podcast, she would literally like use a word that she didn't typically use often, be like, did I say that right? And like we'd keep it in the podcast because it was funny.
Yeah.
But like not questioning like how we're speaking and how we're articulating our thoughts, like being really confident in the opinions that we have, even if they're different from one another. It's just taught us these skills that translates into other areas of our life. Like I feel like I'm a lot more communicative in my relationships. I'm a lot more confident when I'm presenting at work. And overall, like self-confidence has just been a huge win.
Yeah. I think being able to articulate your thoughts and speak your opinions is something that takes a lot of practice. And what better way to practice than do it on mics for a whole audience of people?
Yeah.
And then also having to listen back and hear what you sound like. I mean, I think we've improved so much, and it's really impacted my work. Like I've done so much better.
Yeah.
And I get compliments on a skill, aka presenting, that I used to be really scared and tell myself I was really bad at.
Yeah.
So I just think I've grown in that sense. And then absolutely with the vocabulary, I'm more confident in the way I speak and the words I use, and knowing that I don't use too many likes and ums, and I can confidently share my opinion. I feel like I used to just go with the flow. And after listening so many times, I was like, Ashley, why are you always beating around the bush or just agreeing with whatever we're reading or whatever it is? Like, it's okay to have an opinion. But then I've also learned it's okay to accept other people's opinions. Like, I feel like I've swayed and rode this roller coaster throughout our entire journey. Like, there was a point where I would be so stuck on my opinion and then I learned it was okay to listen to other people's, and you can have different takes from other people in your life that you love. And I don't know, it's just been a lot of self-reflection, and it has absolutely made me a more confident and empowered person.
Yeah. I'm so happy we've died down on the likes and the ums.
Yeah. I mean, listen, sometimes we listen back and we say,
we're like,
whoa,
what?
We didn't have our coffee that morning.
Yeah.
That was not good. But the majority is better.
Totally.
80% of the time.
We've also discovered such amazing new habits through research that we do leading up to podcast episodes that we actually record, through topics that like we want to feel experts in as well. And I think you and I have always been very wellness oriented, but wanting to be able to inspire others have kind of held us accountable and keeping us on track. And like, I don't know, the YCDB 31, like because we're doing it in front of an audience, like that makes us want to stick to it. Or just sharing more about our morning routines and our night routines. I feel like we're constantly in an era of like reflecting on ourselves. How are we bettering ourselves? So we can also better our community, and sharing what we're doing has been like such an amazing, unexpected accountability partner for us and our like personal development journeys.
Absolutely. I could not agree more.
Or it makes us do things together in the wellness department. And I feel like that is just makes it all the more fun too. It's like, oh, maybe we're trying the same morning routine. And it's like, what works for you? Oh, that's not working for me. Or like, it's just fun to do those things together, because personal development journeys can feel really isolating.
Yeah. So to not only do it with a friend, but also kind of do it with a larger community that you get to share it. Everybody's talking about 75 hard. I think Maddie Rossi posted something like, I guarantee you that all these people telling you they're doing 75 hard, if they couldn't share it, they would break the 75 hard. And it's so true. Like, the more you get to share what journey you're on and the new things you're trying, like, it's exciting to tell people what you're improving on, because once you say it out loud, it holds you accountable. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we can always say it to each other, but also saying it to you guys and then like following it up, it's made us better.
Yeah.
And of course, we've learned how to do both.
Hey.
We had, a how to do both episode that I thought was really good, but I am confident in saying we have really learned and mastered the ability to do both. We live a very balanced lifestyle, in all areas of our life, whether it's work and the side passion. We have pumped out 100 episodes while also working full time. Through job changes, through bad markets, through layoffs, like all of the things we've learned to do both and do both successfully.
Yeah.
Same thing in the wellness department. Like, we have fun, but we also take care of ourselves, and we pour into our friendships, but we also have thriving relationships with our partners. And I'm so happy for that. And I think we always were set to go on this path, but having the You Can Do Both podcast, like, this is a mission that I hear the words "you can do both" in casual conversation every single day.
I feel like my time management has significantly improved since this. Like, also having something to work on outside of work, like, makes you want to have time to work on it outside of work as well. So I just think overall it's been such a blessing in helping us be like productive humans of society.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then being able to be an example for people that are doubting themselves on being able to do something bigger for themselves in their own lives.
Hundo P.
Life would be so different if we did not have this passion of ours. Like, truly, what would we be doing with our time?
I have no idea.
Like, watching reality TV?
Sounds
like
terrible.
I would be so bored. I feel
bored. What would we do?
Like, yes, there's like times where I'm like exhausted and I don't feel like maybe editing a reel or something, but that happens so rarely. If anything, I'm like fired up. Like, yes, I get to like create a piece of content, or I get to listen to our episode and see how we did, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what I would be doing with myself if I had all that time on my hands. If it wasn't for that one tipsy decision, if it wasn't for that one spicy marg-inspired decision, we would not be sitting here talking to all you bitches right now.
I like the way you said that. That's staying in there.
Yeah. Okay, perfect.
Yeah. So we just wanted to share, brag a little bit about all the cool things that You Can Do Both has brought us, and hopefully inspire you to just take the leap, make the one decision, say yes. It's going to bring you and set you on like a new path and new direction. And we just wanted to show you everything that you can unlock with one decision. All these things that we never thought would ever come from this. All we wanted to do was try to start a podcast.
Have fun.
It wasn't bigger than that. And then there's been so much joy and happiness and fulfillment that has found us through that one tipsy marg decision.
I honestly think the best risks happen when you take them blindly. When you don't have a clear roadmap, like, you're so unexpectedly pleasantly surprised with what comes from it. Like, have a direction, yes, but like nothing ever goes according to plan anyway. So just take the risk, do it blind, take it one day, one step at a time, and things are gonna fall into place exactly how they're supposed to.
Yes. And with that, I think we can close out. But before we do, so this is the closeout of our season 4, 100 episodes. Season 5 will be starting most likely in March. We are gonna take the next month or so to reboot, plan, and bring you a leveled up season 5, as we do.
Yep.
And we do just want to give a little calendar hold. The weekend of St. Patrick's Day in March, we are planning to do a little event. So tentatively put something on your calendar, most likely that Saturday morning. We're going to do a little fun event themed St. Patrick's Day for the bothers.
So grateful for you all. We would not be here doing 100 episodes if it weren't for you listening every week, saying hi to us to give us that reminder that people are on the other side of this.
Yeah.
And we love you so much. We hope you have the best start to your year, and we'll see you on social media in the meantime.
Talk to you next season.
Illy, see you in season 5.
Bye.